a brand new day, and we'll be making history. Are you with me? Won't you stay? We have come so far. This is who we are. And like the rising sun, we have just begun to play our part. This is the time we form the chorus. Lift your voice for those before us. We can rely on one another. Feel the pride, let's show our colors. We are heroes and dreamers. We are restless believers.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time it is, wherever you are. This is Gail of Gaia, and this is Free Range, where we graze on wild ideas and we have wonderful guests. And I have two with me today, and we're going to talk a little bit about some of the information that we presented in the previous video earlier today, and SuperPatch. So anyway, let me bring on Sterling Hill. She is a DNA specialist, genetic application engineer, actually, and I call her a scientist. But anyway, let me bring her on. Hi, Sterling. And let me bring Dr. Susan Clinton on, who's a very accomplished MD and internist. So now into the natural solutions like the SuperPatch. So we were going to talk about, I think everybody's under a great deal of stress these days, whether they know it or not. Their emotions are definitely running high, and it's not the good kind of high. So anyway, we have some solutions for that, and we can talk about some different experiences that people had. But I want to give the floor to Dr. Clinton, Dr. Susan Clinton here, so she can talk about why these patches are working so well.
Well, this is a brand new technology. It's literally Braille that actually can rewire the brain. It's skin to brain technology akin to the gut brain connection. So it's amazing because it's so simple. It's using your nervous system receptors called piezo receptors to actually rewire different neural circuits, and it's like a lock and key mechanism. The Braille is a pattern, and that pattern literally it's like a lock and key mechanism to literally recalibrate this disruptive neural pathways. And our neural pathways get disrupted for a million different reasons. Often they are due to toxins in the air, food, water, and also trauma and physical and emotional trauma and life, age. So essentially, EMF is a huge disruptor. So what you can do is literally put this patch on the skin, and within minutes, you can actually see an improvement in balance and gait. For instance, your dynamic and lateral stability. You can see differences in a functional MRI scan in terms of glucose utilization within minutes. Cell phones, Sterling actually had brought to my attention that a 15-minute phone call on a cell phone
like
can
this.
cause a 2-week impairment in glucose utilization in the brain. And then you put the patch on and you can normalize it within minutes. So it's amazing. And they have patches for currently 10 different neural networks. One is, for balance and stability. It's an overall brain body patch. There's another one for stress, another one for athletic performance, another one for sadness, another one for focus, another one for sleep, another one for the immune system, which enclumps the blood, which is huge because pathogens grow in an unoxygenated state. and a lot of the blood clumping is due to trauma and toxins, including EMF. So that's huge. And then there's ones for weight loss. You can up your metabolic rate within 25% just putting the patch on, and then kick bad habits. So there's a huge you know array, and then when you combine them, you can actually make great things happen. You can solve problems. It's safe for everybody. It's FDA registered. It's not FDA. I mean, it's not a FDA approved. You don't want it FDA approved because then that's because it's not a drug or supplement. FDA approval implies drug or supplement. This is like like a Band-Aid. It's a class 1 medical exempt device. And the beautiful thing is the studies, every patch has a third party study that is before it's even sold on the market. And so essentially that study allows us to make the claims we can. In fact, the pain one actually reduces pain 80 to 90% within minutes. And they have the proof that it works. So you can say it helps pain. You make no disease claims, but pain, focus, sleep. These are all basic issues that are going on. Almost everyone could be helped because everybody has an issue with stress or sadness or the immune system or balance or even just wanting athletic performance, focus. These are all universal issues that I think most people are dealing with at this point. Even if you are, quote, healthy, this could help.
Yeah, I think they're dealing with things on steroids now, if you know what I mean. There's just so much change coming about now. Some people are very open to change and are happy and for it to come forth, and others aren't, and so they're struggling. And this the stress is, I'm sure you've seen it in your practice, it deteriorates people's health.
Well, stress is one of the leading causes of disease. Stress, there is a proven link between stress and all major forms of disease, including heart disease and cancer, which is number 1 and 2. And then and then it just all diseases are related to stress because stress clumps the blood. And when you clump the blood, you deprive the body of oxygen. So
see, and that's something that I can
oxygen.
I had a grandfather who had emphysema, so he was frequently deprived of oxygen because of the nature of his disease. And I don't even think he had, an oxygen thing or anything like that at that time. But anyway, my point being is that's why I think he was so crabby. If you're deprived of oxygen in your whole body, including your brain, you probably are very irritable. Just like if you don't feel good, you tend to be more irritable. And I think the same thing happens when people, and so if your blood is clumped with somebody that already has an issue, it just makes things even worse.
Right.
And we've seen pictures of how it unclumps the blood in a very short period of time.
Do you want me to show the pictures?
That would probably be a good idea. And while you're getting that on, Sterling, do you have any comments you'd like to make about what we've talked about so far? You are under a great deal of stress. And
yes, I'm always under a great deal of stress. I work multiple jobs. 95% of what I do is free. So it gets really hard having 5 aging dogs and then having the issues myself, the fractured neck and the lumbar that needs to be replaced with titanium, which I'm not going to do. My C-spine leaning on my left inner carotid, medical trauma, very big. And I had no reflex in my arm or my leg on the left side since December 11th, 1994. And what is 3 weeks into seeing my functional neurologist, still had no reflexes after wearing the patches. But 3 months into wearing them, I had reflexes for the first time in my left leg and my left arm. when I'm in pain, it's great. I just had major dental surgery, and they said, "Oh, you're going to be on painkillers for 2 weeks. You're going to have to take 4 of them, one every 6 hours." And I was able to break them in half and take one in the morning, one in the evening for only 3 days with stitches all in my mouth, everything. And I had put a freedom patch here, and one right here. I actually forgot they were on because they were working so well, taking care of the pain, that I went to go pump gas. And I had to go in. I went to pay for it and to pump the gas because my car wasn't working at the pump. And everybody was staring at me like, "What is that on your face?" I'm like, "Oh, those are my pain patches." And I mean, I had a mouthful of stitches. I should have still been in bed recovering for a couple of weeks. And this was just like 3 days later, no pain pills left, no pain pills use at all at that time. And just the patches were working. I was able to talk, smile, everything. And
So
just
you're talking
wonderful.
about
And
great dental applications rather than some form of an opioid or what have you.
Yeah.
Of course, I suppose people might not want to walk outside with patches on their face, but I don't think you like to go anywhere when your dental issues are going on anyway. So
I know I didn't realize I had the patches still on me because they were working so well. I was like, "Well, let's go." I had them on for so long, but
yeah, you don't
it
feel
felt
them.
great.
It's
Yeah.
And I think we need to remind everybody that they are drug and ingredient free. There's no drugs in them. There's no kind of any ingredient, and it's a hypoallergenic medical grade patch. So, did you bring up what we needed,
Yes.
Mr. Susan? Okay.
I have a slideshow that for visual, because sometimes it's nice to see things.
Yes. I'm going to take my headline down.
Okay, can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, so instead of worrying about what we can't control, this is something that we can control. This is what I like it because it's self-empowerment and fixing yourself using your own nervous system. We make no medical claims, disease claims, but what claims are made is basically backed with research. And essentially, I don't think you can hear the audio from you can't hear that audio, can you? Right?
No, not you.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what happened last time anyway.
Yeah. So anyway, this is like being at the beginning of something really great. It's like being at the beginning of Amazon in the 90s, or Apple at the beginning of the 70s. We're actually, this is breakthrough technology. And they've hacked the neural code that can improve the lives of millions with, as you said, drug-free, supplement-free, risk-free, and affordable solutions. The guy, Jay Dollywall, was the inventor and the owner. He was inspired by his mom, who had MS, and there was no solution. So he delved into neuroscience and neurobiophysics and cell biology and psychology. And he actually found a pattern that actually could rewire the brain within minutes. And they called it vibrotactor trigger technology. And it can help with a wider range of challenges, from stress and poor sleep to fatigue and chronic pain. And it's not just helping people who are suffering, but it helps with athletes as well. It helps with focus, helps with sleep, helps with the immune system. And as we can, these are risk free, they can be used on everybody, and you don't have to worry about side effects. It's like magic, a skin to brain connection, just like a gut connect, and every physical, emotional, and psychological function has a neural code, and these neural codes get damaged or stuck for a million reasons that lead to poor health, wellness, and performance. The pattern and ridges on the patches are like a QR code, but they don't have any battery, or there's nothing electronic about it. It's just a texture or braille that stimulates the skin receptors to actually propagate wave, okay, like down the neurons that are interpreted by the brainstem, and it kind of sets that code to recalibrate that specific neural network. and each neural network has a specific code. These are encrypted too. The nice thing is they can't be copied. They're literally embedded and covered, so we can actually layer them to fine tune the effects. Okay, so many wellness needs up till now had solutions that were fraught with side effects, expense, lifestyle changes, diet changes, time commitments, risk. They're not effective, they're expensive, and essentially, disappointing results. And so I'm going to go through all the patches we have thus far. The Liberty patch is the foundational patch. It's the most important one, I think. If you had to pick one, this is the one to pick because it literally helps with both the brain and the body, helps with gait and stability, dynamic and lateral stability, helps with, obviously seniors who are at risk for falling. It helps with just overall wellness. Okay, it's the foundation. It's like the motherboard. It's the most important one to pair. And then we've got you can't watch I could have it silent, but I just don't, there's no sound with it for some reason on this thing, but essentially it works almost immediately. Now I could go back and show you. You're not going to hear it, but I'm going to show you what this does before the patch. I'm just gonna. He's actually can be.
Super.
See him? See he can. This is lateral stability.
I remember this is where he tells him to toughen up. No. And then,
So he's losing control over his posture, and then the dynamic stability is he puts the hands along his sternum and they push down directly down, and before the patch he is knocked over, as you can see. Let's see, watch this. So after he puts the Liberty patch on, he's going to apply the Liberty patch and he's going to put it on his skin, and you're going to see within minutes he's going to do the test again, and look, he can't budge.
now that's the kind of lateral stability he should have, but it kind of shows how he had some
Right.
Corrupted files.
Right. And
That's
this
how I
is
look
a
at it.
strong guy, and he's going to do the other test with the dynamic. That's dynamic. So here a guy was literally he was able to be like, it works 100% of the time and 100% of the people. This test is very good. And this is a functional MRI, and it shows this glucose utilization that's normalized throughout the brain, which is huge. And it happens within minutes. Now this can, just a phone call can mess up your glucose utilization for 2 weeks. So we're all kind of not optimized just because of the toxins in our environment, but we can have ways to recalibrate our brain. Victory patch is another foundational patch, but it's more for the athlete, and it is actually a great patch, but it's and I think the Liberty is better for balance. Personally, I think the Liberty is better for balance, but the Victory helps with stamina, energy, endurance, recovery. So these are all really important, to help people get through the day and, optimize. The Defend patch actually helps with the HPA axis, so hormones. I have known people that say that they don't have hot flashes anymore. Many people say that because the hot flashes are, with the Defend patch, it helps. Now, because the HPA axis is important. It also helps do this, unclump the blood. which obviously helps with anything, get oxygen in your body, and that suppresses everything. Otto Warburg said in 1931 that oxygen really was the key to health. So if you can separate those blood cells and get the oxygen in the system, you're going to do wonders for your, health and wellness. Suppress the growth of pathogens, which are anaerobic, and also suppress the growth of other things that grow in an anaerobic state. So peace also helps with stress. Stress clumps the blood, and there's diseases that are associated with stress. So if you can combat stress with a neural network and unclump the blood too, you're going to help your overall wellness.
Yeah, I think a lot of people are experiencing a lot of anxiety now, and that
The peace patch is
that
awesome
areas.
because it helps with it helps with stress, and then that joy helps with sadness, and stress and sadness is trauma, when you combine both. So
Sure is.
you can use both to fine tune and customize, and then focus helps with people's concentration. And when you get things done with the focus, it helps you feel better and get less stress, because a lot of times stress is from not being able to get things done.
I'd like to interject a little something here too, as far as there's a lot of people, that meditation is extremely good for you, right? And you might consider, if you have problems meditating, peace and joy, those 3 patches on, I bet you wouldn't have much trouble meditating and clearing your mind, because of the way that it reduces stress, and you can focus as well. Just my opinion.
Yep. And then freedom, it helps with pain. And this is, all the patches can be put anywhere on the body, but freedom is the one that needs to be put near the source of the pain. And that's great, So freedom, but you can't put any of these on a joint, because it'll wear out the braille. The braille is supposed to last 24 hours, and it'll wear out very quickly if you put it on a joint. So it's best to put the freedom patch above the knee, below the knee. If you have knee pain, for instance, or if you have ankle pain, put it on your lower leg. You don't want to put it on the joint, because it will wear out. You can use multiple freedom patches for multiple areas. You just put it near the pain, and it does help, 80%, initially, or more, so it's people. I've heard wonderful stories. People in car accidents, pain for 11 years, reduced their pain, or reduced their pain. Enough stories that it's it's wonderful. It's a wonderful layer. REM helps with sleep. It helps you fall asleep faster, 48% faster over 2-week use, and you wear it at night. And then it also helps you sleep longer, 25%. The effects are cumulative. So, the first night, it might not work very well. But if you are persistent and use it every night for a couple weeks, then you're going to get better results. It does not make you sleepy too. It's non-drowsy. And the Ignite, oh my gosh, Ignite increases the metabolic rate 25% just putting the patch on. So to burn extra calories doing nothing. But if you can do more if you actually combine it with Kick It, which cuts the cravings. I had someone stop smoking in literally one day, combining Kick It and Ignite together. So that's awesome. So anyway, and all these patches are drug free, and they're supplement free. They work instantly whether you feel it or not. The effects are cumulative, so you're going to notice more over time. They're very easy to use. They're non-invasive. They're safe for everyone. Children, pregnant women, babies, nursing women, people on drugs or chemotherapy. There's no contraindication to take these, and there's no risk. It's not going to hurt you. So you don't have to change your lifestyle. Although if you do, you're going to get a compounded effect, a layered effect. These are affordable. The most you can pay is $60, and that's a retail cost. Your first retail order will be 25% off. And then you can become a member and lock in that savings on a and you get product for that membership. So it's essentially a no-brainer. There's no competition, nothing else on the in the market that
There
does
are
this.
patches. There are patches out there, because I always hear from people that there are patches, but they're not like this at all.
Right, they're
They
patches.
have,
Yep, they're patches, but they don't have the braille. These are the only ones that have a braille. The other patches have product in them. They either have the substance, or they're based on light. These are based on the texture. So this is the only one of its kind, and no other patch does what this does. And these are FDA registered, and they're FDA. It's a class 1 medical device, medical exempt device, like a Band-Aid, but it has the FDA approved adhesive and plastic. It's surgical adhesive and plastic, so it's not reactive. It's hypoallergenic. These 95% of the people have a positive reaction, but it does help 100%, because that Liberty test is 100%, 100 of people 100% of the time. So people might not be in tune with their body if they're the 5%, but if you don't feel it, there is a 30-day money back guarantee. So there really is no risk, because even if you do, don't like it or don't feel it's helping you, after people that said that doesn't help them, they'll feel it after 2 weeks, or then maybe they'll stop using it and then they'll miss it. And then this has happened quite a bit for people who don't really realize it's helping them. They stop using it, and then they actually start using it again and realize that it did help. It's a perception a lot of times, and the effects are cumulative. And as I was saying, this is one of the biggest opportunities. I like the fact that they have research on every single patch before it can be sold. They have a third-party, double-blind prospective study proving that it does what it does. It does help pain like never before, or help stress like never before, or focus like never before. So they actually prove that, all the claims that they do on the packaging, with a third-party research. And this is a huge industry, because almost everyone on the planet has an issue they would probably like to improve. So it's wide open. This is very, very early. There's no competitive product. It's globally protected because it does have encryption, so it can't be copied. And it's a 30-day money back guarantee, and it's affordable. Now you can, as I said about the retail membership, you can just buy it. You get 25% off your first order. If you like it, if you just want to test it out, that's the best way to do it. If you love it and you want to continue saving that 25% off, I would become a member. And with that membership, you actually get $75 worth of product, a Liberty patch, which is the foundational patch, and a 4-pack of Freedom. And you have the opportunity to bundle your $50 membership into packages that you can save more. Like if someone just has pain, this quick kit is a great kit, because you get 3 months supply, 4 months of Liberty and 3 months of Freedom. So this is a wonderful kit for people who just are dealing with pain, to test it out. You know what I mean? Simple and easy. And then I would actually get some Defend, if you want to, individually, but this is, a nice deal. And then it includes the 4 and the 3, and then there's ones that have more Liberty in them, 6, if you have a family, you want a bunch of people in your family to try the basic patches, Liberty and Victory. These are for the Victory's more for the athlete. And then the Omega kit, I like it for most of the sick people. Actually, you get 3 months of Defend, okay, and you got 3 months of Peace, 3 months of Freedom, 2 months of Victory, 3 months of Focus, and 4 months of Victory, Liberty. So these are all really good. This is a really good deal, because you're getting 3 months. And let's say you have several people in the family that are sick that you want to help. I like this kit because it's really geared towards a lot of the, the issues for a non-healthy person, that to improve their health. Now the Ami kit has everything. It's literally has all the patches, and you get 2 of each, and then you get 4 Liberty and 3 Victory. So essentially you get everything. So obviously the bigger the kit you have, the better savings you get. You know, you're bundling it. It's like Costco, going to Costco versus going to the local drugstore. So anyway, and here's a price of all the different kits. And I think that after you try them as a retail customer, this would be a way to actually save some extra money. And you also get a link yourself to share if you're so inclined, if you feel like you can help other people. And it's very gratifying because it's truly helping everybody that tries it, that really tries it. And you can get the kits later. And the compensation plan is a unilevel, and there's ways to actually get, you know, your money back off the kits, and we can help you do that if you so desire. And but this is early. We are so early, and that is basically an excellent way to share. And Gail of Gaia is actually has her own link, gailofgaia.superpatch.com, and we can help you strategize if however you want to do this. So I'm actually gonna stop share. Okay, so does anyone have any questions or any comments? It fits in, you know, it actually does restore your body into homeostasis. It helps restore the biofield. It helps unclump the blood. It helps deal with stress and trauma and all these, you know, your balance. It just rewires what's been easily damaged by the myriad of environmental factors. So it's nice to be able to do something without drugs, without supplements, and it's pretty affordable, especially if you layer them and compound the effect. And I know Sterling had an amazing result. I mean, help me. Basically, I'm running 4 miles again with my dog, and I can do it. And where I couldn't run for about 5 years, I had an injury, and now I'm able to run again. I also I feel like I'm more organized and can think better, focus better, not ruminate over past trauma, and actually be more creative. I think it's helped. Sterling, I think, had a great, I mean, Sterling's testimonial actually I think is more remarkable because she was injured in a car accident in 1994, and she had mast cell labs that were normal for the first time in 30 years. She had reflexes again, and she was really sick. And in fact, she was my inspiration because I got the kit, she got the kit, and she got it much sooner than I did. And her results were so amazing that it was like, wow, if it could help her issues, then wow, I know a lot of people that are sick that this could help. And Gail had a lot of stress, and I mean, so I don't know.
It's been wonderful for for the stress that I've experienced in my life. It's been absolutely wonderful. I can't say enough about it. And I also love the focus patch because when I do the shows, it kind of keeps me focused. And I get so much more done when I do that. And I also have, since using the patches, they're inspirational in so many ways. Like I've gotten back into, now I'm taking yoga classes and meditation, and I was kind of out of that. And that's something that I've always enjoyed a great deal and seemed to do a great deal for me, but I had just, gotten out of it, and now I'm back in it, and I feel so much better because of it. I think these are wonderful healing tools, and they're self-healing because based on what they do, you can look at the different things and try different layers, like Dr. Susan was saying. And Sterling has had unbelievable improvements and, basically a complete turnaround.
Yeah, well, Sterling's story is so incredible. I mean, and all the people that we've worked with, where people had even lowered their heavy metals, which I didn't even think they could do that. And remember one of your people, Sterling, that had heavy metals, and it reduced the heavy metals by about
I didn't know
80%. And I was
that.
like, I didn't know either.
Oh yeah.
It just that was her story. That's
Wow.
what she did, is she used them, and I hadn't. I mean, I just and the only thing they did was the patch combination. That we, you know, you know, the liberty, defend, peace, and joy,
I
which
think it's
Wow.
is just very.
protecting biofield. Sorry.
Yeah, it is. It is, but I never thought about the heavy metals part. It was like I'd never heard of that. Like it's just the application, because we're using these things, and then people get labs, and then they follow up, and then it's just been amazing. I mean, the people with the pain and suffering, the pain and the balance of being able to walk again, and it's just been very inspiring to see people conquer things that they haven't been able to conquer before, things that haven't been labeled as diseases. Okay. There's a lot of things that, they
Well,
can't even classify, and this is helping that.
I think with those pathways, because having them cleared and stuff does strengthen the bioelectric field, because it's like we have short circuits until they get repaired and recalibrated, however you want to look at it. And by strengthening that, I guess it's something that they don't teach us about how important the biofield is. They really don't. I mean, it affects our immunity, it affects everything. And once you
They
get these,
absolutely
go ahead.
they absolutely don't want you to know about this biofield. I mean, you've never heard about it in medicine, but it's real. It's there, and that makes you question things. Why don't they want you to know about this biofield? How important is it? I mean, it is
Very.
extremely important. Without it, there's death. So
Well,
protecting your biofield's really important.
what's interesting? I found like there's different frequencies of different emotions. So there's this thing, it's it's like a scale, I can't say. And so they actually, like, the lowest frequency is shame, and then there's
Yeah.
guilt, and then there's like grief, and then there's fear. Fear is 100, and everything else that's like lower than that. And the highest frequency is peace, and joy is up there. Peace is like the
Yes.
highest. Like, actually, authenticity is the highest, but it's
Enlightenment, peace, joy, love.
so it's pain. It's Spain. It's the Spain scale. Sorry, I was like, but anyway, long
So
story short, you by actually having a patch that helps with peace and joy, you're raising your frequency above those lower frequencies, and you're transcending things. You know, and so I think in the frequencies and the chakras, and in fact, it's really interesting that the chakras correspond with the color of the patches, and the freedom one is red, which is corresponds with the root chakra. And like I don't know, I just find it interesting that you could correlate these with the
It is.
frequency.
So
And I,
someone
Very
said something
interesting.
it's very interesting this evening, and it goes about talking about what we're talking about something good. Perfect peace is translated as shalom, shalom. So it's literally a complete whole peace that encompasses a person. Shalom means more than just though. It means wholeness in every area of your life. It's a type of prosperity that the kids delight for his children to walk in and live daily and firmly. Keep our eyes on the enlightened one. But shalom means peace. Isn't that neat? That was just
yeah,
sent to me about 2 hours ago, and we're talking about it. Peace being one of those higher vibrational frequencies.
And that's where
why
we
I
want
like
to
my
get
home
to
peace.
is we want to get to peace on the entire planet.
Yeah, that's true. True peace. But
Yes.
and I'm noticing there's a lot of people that are just triggered by nothing. I'm gonna be saying that this happened. Someone went postal in the post office a few days ago, and because he wanted to cut in front of me, and I was almost done. I was mailing out SuperPatches, but he wanted to cut in front of me and called me a Karen and all these negative things. So I said, "You're a narcissist." and and I'd read up about narcissism, and but then it's like other things, like every day, like there's some people just literally losing it over something little. I mean, I feel like every day. I mean, it's more common now than before. I'm very sensitized to it, maybe because I have the patches on, and it's just jarring. And so we need more peace patches more than ever.
Yes.
Peace
Yes.
and joy.
That might have to be
Everything
a
works better with
staple,
liberty.
like a staple.
Yeah, just to navigate this.
Let's go peace patch
world.
everybody.
Well, and it's not just, I mean, I think liberty, the combination, and defend is really important too, because of all the people are getting sick, and the defend patches really help with that.
It's that blood
Immune
issue. That's
system.
big.
That's huge. That was my holy grail, and I was doing my blood analysis and on myself. I had clumped blood, and when I separated it, I solved my medical issues.
Well, as far as we were talking about the victory patch for athletes, well, if athletes are under a lot of stress or anything like that, and they use the defend patch as well and unclumped any blood that might be clumped, even though you wouldn't expect that they would have any, you might be surprised that they actually do. And you add that patch in and the victory patch, and you're going to have even more.
Or the focus,
they
could focus too. So
that's
it varies.
Yeah, see, that's what the fun of these different patches. When you think about,
them.
Okay, what am I trying to do?
You can combine them, and I think it works better layered.
Yeah,
I
got some
so you can
too.
Because there's stress oftentimes comes with and
there's one here too.
I put some on.
You can't see it though.
I put a focus on.
They got our patches on, and I got one on my thigh. I just started trying a different place for a change.
Yeah. So I just think, in the fact that it's not, and it can actually allow your supplements to work better. If you are on supplements, it pairs very well with that.
One in the hat. No, I couldn't read that, so I went, okay. And then, yes, that's me. I'm in the hat. It's kind of been my logo since I started. So anyway.
Defend actually helps with the HPA. It's a hypothalamic pituitary axis, and that is where the seat of all the hormones. We're releasing hormones and actual hormones. It's like that's the center of the hypothalamus and pituitary. So the defend is he had mentioned that actually helps the HPA axis. So
who said that? Oh.
And they actually have one. They have one coming out for erectile dysfunction. It's not out yet, but it's coming out soon. So I think but I think the defend at this point would be the one that you should try if you're looking for something. It does not have hormones in it. It is basically Braille, that it rewires the brain to actually help with the hormones. Yeah, no, that one's coming out. It's called Rocket. And that's coming out soon.
And what's the other one? There's two. There's another one that's coming out too. That's
Lumi, Lumi. That's for the skin.
Oh, interesting.
So I don't know much about it. It'll be launched in the Europe in their launch, and then it'll come here afterwards.
Okay. So we'll have some
more information later
from Europe before. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, is there anything else we need to bring up?
Well, I love the fact that this is self-empowering. You're actually doing something to help. Sometimes it's hard for the brain to process a trauma. That's the trauma cycle loop. I think that's a huge, and that makes people sick. It's mind over matter. And sometimes it's hard for people to actually grasp that and kind of transcend it. And to be able to layer, some pathways to actually break that is huge, because that way you can actually then think through things without the emotional component and actually kind of get started with your healing journey, because a lot of it has to do with the brain. And you can actually, there is so much of an emotional component to, illness. And so to be able to kind of tackle that, it's just amazing what the body can do when you actually, have a better attitude about things. There's a lot of studies about better attitude in terms of healing and using these.
Is the cup half full or half empty kind of thing?
Yes.
Oh, that's okay, Sterling. That's no big deal. Anyway, I've seen that. I think what you're talking about, the trauma loop, I've seen that in action. Okay. And the peace patch, and I use the defend pad well. And I'm not talking for myself, I'm talking for my son, and it has helped him a lot. He has had quite a bit of trauma in his life, and it's helping him a lot, and that's been a godsend. All right.
Well,
if we keep this to under the time limit, I can have this go out a couple more times tonight.
So why don't we keep it under the time limit?
Well, let's do that then.
Okay.
I haven't seen any recent questions, and I believe I think it'll go on your, you guys are sure how that works. But I will be looping it, I'll say 3 times. And let me, anybody say peace patch, love it? Yeah, somebody said they peace patch, they love it. And I have to put that up. I love the peace patch too. Okay, let me go out of the chat and go to the ending credits. And this will replay. So if you missed anything or you want to see it again, it will be replaying shortly after this show. First, it's got to process, and then I can replay it. I think that's how it works anyway, but I've done it before. So thank you, Sterling, and thank you, Dr. Susan. Thank you so much. Love you guys. Peace. Peace to everybody out there. Peace.
Awesome.
Okay, we'll see you again soon. Thank you. Love everyone. Bye-bye.
Love ya.
We have found our way. It's a brand new day, and we'll be making history. Are you with me? Won't you stay? We have come so far. This is who we are, and like the rising sun, we have just begun to play our part. This is the time we form the chorus. Lift your voice for those before us. We can rely on one another. Feel the pride, let's show our colors. We are heroes and dreamers. We are restless believers, stronger than ever. Never say never. destiny awaits. We are all the actors in the stories we create. Hope will be our guide. We'll no longer hide. When we roll like thunder, feel the wonder from inside. This is the time we form the chorus. Left your voice for those before us. We can rely on one another. Feel the pride, let's show